You have been taught that to change your life, you must move mountains. But what if the mountain only exists because you are standing still? The hidden truth is this: the world you see through your eyes is not a reality you live in. It is a delayed reflection of a conversation you are having with yourself. The miracle you are begging for is already behind you, waiting for you to stop looking for it. Imagine you are standing before a great cosmic mirror. You look into it and see a version of yourself that is lacking, waiting, and hoping. You reach out your hand to touch the glass, trying to rearrange the reflection. You try to force the mirror to show you wealth, to show you love, to show you peace. But a mirror cannot change its image before the object in front of it changes. Most people spend their entire lives fighting the reflection. They work harder, they sweat, they scream at the glass, wondering why the miracle never arrives. They do not realize that the reflection is a ghost. It is the echo of a sound you made yesterday. There is only one technique you will ever need. It is the art of the sacred assumption. To attract a miracle, you must stop treating it as a future event. In the realm of the spirit, there is no tomorrow. There is only the eternal now. When you want a miracle, you are telling the universe that you do not have it. And the mirror, being faithful, reflects that lack back to you. To break the cycle, you must enter the silence. You must close your eyes and feel the weight of the miracle in your hands now. You must breathe the air of the city you haven't visited yet. You must feel the relief of the healing that hasn't touched your skin yet. This is not faking it. This is reclaiming your throne as the creator of your perspective. When you walk through your day carrying the quiet, confident hum of gratitude for what is already yours, the universe begins to rearrange itself. It has no choice. The atoms of your reality are eavesdropping on your heartbeat. When your heart beats with the rhythm of thank you instead of please, the doors you didn't even know existed will swing wide open. The people you need will appear. The mountain will not just move, it will dissolve. Stop chasing the shadow. Turn back to the source. Become the person who already has the miracle, and the mirror of life will have no choice but to reflect your glory. You are not waiting for a miracle. The miracle is waiting for you to realize it was always you. There is a secret the world has hidden in plain sight. You are not a witness to your life. You are the architect of its very substance. Your eyes do not see the world as it is, they project the world as you are. You have been running toward a horizon that you are creating with every step. To find the miracle, you must stop running and look at the source. There exists a hidden law, a bridge between the seen and the unseen. It is the law of assumption. It states that your consciousness is the only true reality. Most people live in a state of reaction, like a leaf blown by the wind of circumstance. But the sages and the mystics knew better. They knew that the outer reality is nothing more than a solidified shadow of your inner conviction. Think of your life as a great cinematic screen. If you don't like the movie, you don't tear down the screen. You go to the projector. You change the film. Your assumptions, the things you believe to be true without question, are the film. If you assume life is a struggle, the universe is forced to prove you right. Not because it is cruel, but because it is a perfect mirror. This truth has been whispered in our sacred texts for millennia. The Proverbs tell us, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Notice it does not say, as a man thinks in his head. It says the heart, the place of deep subconscious feeling. When the great teacher said, "Be it unto you according to your faith," he was not describing a reward for good behavior. He was describing a mechanical law of the soul. Faith is not hoping something will happen. Faith is the quiet, unwavering frequency of knowing it is already done. It is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen. How do you change the mirror? You must learn to disregard the evidence of your senses. If your bank account is empty or your heart is lonely, the mirror is showing you the past tense of your thoughts. To change your future, you must live in the present tense of your desire. Close your eyes and move into the state of the person you wish to be. Do not look at the miracle. Look from it. If you were already healed, how would you breathe? If you were already loved, how would you walk? Shift your internal I am. When you change the I am within, the it is without must follow. You are not changing the world, you are changing the observer of the world. The universe is listening to your heart right now. Let us anchor this truth together. In the comments below, claim your new reality. Write this affirmation. Divine intelligence works through me to create my perfect world. Speak it into existence. Let the mirrors see your new face. And here is the final key, the most important part of the technique, the Sabbath of the mind. After you have assumed the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you must reach a state of total psychological rest. The miracle arrives the moment you stop needing it to happen, because you are so convinced that it has already happened. This is the quiet confidence. You no longer check the mail. You no longer look for signs. You walk with the peace of a person who has already received the gift. You have mastered the mirror. You have moved from the seeker to the creator. The struggle is over. The dawn has arrived, and in this stillness you will realize that the miracle wasn't something you attracted. It was something you finally allowed yourself to see. You have been told that the harder you struggle, the more you deserve. But the hidden truth is this: in the kingdom of the mind, effort is a confession of absence. The more you chase a miracle, the more you convince the universe that it is running away from you. You do not catch the light by running toward the sun. You catch it by standing still. There is a spiritual law that governs every atom of your existence, the law of least effort. It reveals that consciousness is the only substance, and your assumptions are the mold into which that substance flows. Most of us were raised on the religion of toil. We believe that if we aren't exhausted, we aren't achieving. But your reality is not built by your muscles. It is built by your faith. Faith is not a work of the will. It is a rest of the soul. When you assume a truth deeply enough, you stop trying to make it happen because you can no longer imagine it not happening. You move from the stress of seeking to the grace of having. Consider the lilies of the field. They do not toil, yet they are clothed in majesty. Or look at the stars. They do not try to shine. They simply are light. Psychologically, when you try to believe something, you are actually highlighting your doubt. If you are trying to be wealthy, you are vibrating with the frequency of poverty. If you are trying to be loved, you are radiating the energy of being alone. This is the great paradox. To possess the miracle, you must drop the effort of wanting it. You must move from the vibration of I need to the quiet resonance of it is done. This is the essence of the ancient promise. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Note that it doesn't say, as a man works with his hands. The heart is the seat of assumption. When your heart accepts a new reality, the physical world has no choice but to rearrange itself. As it was said, be it unto you according to your faith. Your faith is the blueprint. To reshape your reality, you must transform your inner belief from a wish into a fact. Stop asking the universe for permission. Start giving the universe orders by assuming the identity of the version of you who already walks in that miracle. When the inner man is settled, the outer world must conform. Let us align your heart right now. Let the world know you have stepped into your power. In the comments, seal this truth by writing, "Divine intelligence works through me to create my perfect world." Type it not as a plea, but as a declaration of your new reality. And here is the final key, the master secret to this entire technique, the law of naturalness. A miracle only feels like a miracle when it is outside of you. The moment you make it natural, the moment it feels as normal to you as the breath in your lungs, it must manifest. If your dream feels too big or too impossible, you are pushing it away with your own awe. You must bring it down to earth. Master your consciousness by making your greatness feel ordinary. Walk with the quiet dignity of one who has already won. You are no longer a beggar at the gates of destiny. You are the creator of your own light. Assume the feeling of the miracle until the miracle is simply your life. You are not attracting a new reality. You are finally coming home to it. You think you are waiting for the future to arrive, but the future is actually waiting for you to remember it. The hidden truth is that time is not a line you walk. It is a room you inhabit. You do not get what you want in this life. You only ever get what you are. To attract a miracle, you must first become its ghost. There is a spiritual law that dictates the fabric of your days, the law of assumption. It reveals that your consciousness is the only true reality, the only substance from which the world is carved. Most people live as becomers, always chasing, always hoping, always vibrating with the energy of not yet. But the law of assumption demands that you become an occupier. It tells us that the version of reality you desire already exists in the realm of infinite possibility. It is not something you build with your hands, it is something you claim with your mind. When you assume the feeling of the miracle, you collapse the distance between someday and now. Think of yourself as a master actor. A great actor doesn't just say the lines. They inhabit the soul of the character until they forget where the play ends and reality begins. Philosophically, we are all dreaming a world into existence. Psychologically, your mind cannot distinguish between a deeply felt inner experience and an outer event. When you wrap yourself in the feeling of being successful or loved or healed, your subconscious mind accepts it as a present tense fact. It then begins to act like a divine compass, navigating you toward the people, the places, and the accidents that will make that inner vision your outer truth. This is the mystery hidden in the ancient scrolls. It is written, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." Notice the scripture does not say, "As a man thinks in his brain." The heart is the seat of assumption. It is where thought meets feeling. The promise was always the same, "Be it unto you according to your faith." Faith is not a blind hope, it is a settled conviction. To reshape your reality, you must walk through your day as if the miracle has already happened. You must look at your current problems and see them as old news, shadows cast by a person you no longer are. You change your life by changing the story you tell yourself in the silence of your own soul. Let us seal this assumption into your consciousness right now. Do not just watch, participate in your own creation. In the comments below, write this affirmation to anchor your power. Divine intelligence works through me to create my perfect world. Type it with the authority of someone who knows the mirror is already changing. And here is the final key, the most vital part of the technique, the memory of the future. Most people visualize what they want as if they are looking at it. To trigger the miracle, you must look from it. Close your eyes and create a short scene that would take place after your miracle has arrived. Perhaps it is a friend shaking your hand and saying, "Congratulations." Perhaps it is the feeling of a wedding ring on your finger. Do not look at the scene, be in the scene. Feel the texture of the hand you are shaking. Hear the tone of the voice. Smell the air of that moment. When you do this, you are no longer wishing. You are creating a memory of a future that has already happened. Master your consciousness, and you master the world. Assume your greatness. Occupy your throne. You are the creator, the dream, and the dreamer all at once. The miracle isn't coming, it's here. The reason your prayers haven't been answered is that you've been asking for them. The hidden truth is that the universe does not respond to what you need, it only responds to what you are. To ask is to confess that you do not have. To thank is to command that it appear. This is the law of the divine echo. The world only repeats the sound of your heart. There is a spiritual law that dictates the flow of every miracle. The law of consciousness. It teaches us that your inner belief is the mold and reality is the clay. Most of us were taught to be beggars. We look at our lack, our pain, and our loneliness, and we cry out for change. But in the realm of spirit, begging is a frequency of not having. When you vibrate with the energy of please, the universe, being a perfect mirror, must reflect please back to you. It keeps the miracle just out of reach because you have defined it as something you lack. To break the spell, you must realize that faith is not a request. It is a receipt for a gift already given. Think of your mind as a radio. You cannot hear the symphony of abundance if you are tuned to the static of scarcity. Psychologically, when you shift into a state of deep gratitude, your brain stops scanning for threats and starts scanning for opportunities. You move from survival mode to creation mode. Philosophically, everything you will ever desire already exists in a state of pure potential. It is like a seed beneath the snow. You don't scream at the ground to make the flower grow. You thank the sun for the warmth that is already there. You must become a grateful observer of a reality that hasn't touched your physical senses yet, but has already taken root in your soul. This is the core of the ancient promise. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Note the location. It is not the head that creates, it is the heart. The heart is the strongest electromagnetic organ in your body. It is the bridge between your thoughts and the physical world. The great teacher reminded us, be it unto you according to your faith. Faith is the substance of things not yet seen. To reshape your reality, you must transform your inner belief from a hope into a memory. You must move from the please frequency to the thank you frequency. When you give thanks before the evidence arrives, you are showing the universe that you trust its laws more than you trust your eyes. Let us align your frequency with the miraculous right now. Don't just listen, anchor this truth. In the comments below, claim the masterpiece of your life. Write this affirmation. Divine intelligence works through me to create my perfect world. Type it with the calm certainty that it is already done. And here is the final key, the most vital part of the technique, the preemptive thank you. To attract a miracle effortlessly, you must reach the point where you no longer look for the result. Why would you look for something you already have? The highest state of consciousness is to wake up and say thank you for the healing, the wealth, and the love as if they are already your past experiences. When you thank the universe for a miracle before it manifests, you bypass the ego and speak directly to the fabric of reality. You are no longer a seeker, you are the sovereign. Master your consciousness, assume your greatness, and watch as the world rushes to match the beauty of your inner world. You are the creator, and the miracle is simply your shadow. Step into the light. The greatest barrier to your miracle is the very act of looking for it. The hidden truth is that as long as you are searching for a sign, you are admitting to the universe that it isn't here yet. You have been taught to chase, but the law of the Spirit says that which you chase will always flee. To capture the miracle, you must become the place where it rests. There is a final, crowning law that governs the materialization of all things, the law of non-resistance. It reveals that consciousness is a fertile soil, and your assumptions are the seeds. But most people are impatient gardeners. They plant a seed of wealth or love in the morning, and by evening, they are digging it up to see if it has sprouted. This digging is your doubt. It is the anxiety of how and when. The law of consciousness states that reality cannot harden into form while your mind is still in a state of flux. To reshape your reality, you must enter the Sabbath, the mental state of total, unwavering rest, where you no longer need to check the mirror, because you have already seen the truth with your soul. Think of a mirror. If you stand before it and scream for it to change, it only reflects a person screaming. If you try to force the reflection to smile, you only create tension. Philosophically, we live in a world of echoes. If you don't like the echo, you don't fight the sound. You change the whisper at the source. Psychologically, resistance is the friction that keeps your desires at a distance. When you stop trying to manifest and start being the manifestation, the friction disappears. You must move from the work of faith to the rest of faith. Like a river that flows effortlessly to the sea, your life will find its miracle the moment you stop building dams of desperation. The ancient wisdom has always told us this: as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. This is not a suggestion. It is a description of the mechanism of reality. Your heart is the magnet. If your heart is heavy with the need for a miracle, it attracts more needing. Remember the promise, be it unto you according to your faith. Faith is not a muscle you flex. It is a chair you sit in. It is the absolute certainty that the bridge is there even in the dark. To transform your life, you must drop the old man, the version of you that struggles and fears, and put on the new man, who has already reached the finish line. You reshape your world, not by fighting what is, but by quietly assuming what shall be. Let us ground this final key into your spirit right now. Do not just watch, become the creator. In the comments below, announce your new state to the universe. Write this powerful affirmation. Divine intelligence works through me to create my perfect world. Claim it with a calm heart. It is your birthright. And here is the final key, the master secret that closes the door to doubt, the law of reversion. A miracle is only a miracle until it becomes a fact. To attract it effortlessly, you must reach the point where you are actually bored by the idea of its arrival, because you have lived with the feeling of it for so long. This is the ultimate mastery of consciousness, to walk through a storm and feel dry, to walk through lack and feel wealthy. When you no longer react to the outer world, you have become the master of the inner world. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are the sovereign of your soul. Assume your greatness. Walk in peace. The miracle isn't coming. It has already arrived, and it is simply waiting for you to open your eyes. The light in you is the light of the world. Like, subscribe to Scovel Spirit Daily, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your miracle is already done.